Hi there, everybody. My name is Lee McQueen, and I'm talking with this video about police response to Black Lives Matter. Just to clarify, the lone gunman who attacked police officers in Dallas is not connected to Black Lives Matter, that organization, which is a peaceful organization. There's no connection, and so for police response to be so broad against Black Lives Matter, of which that lone gunman was not a member and did not consider himself a member and had no connection, is inappropriate, is disproportionate, and it's painting every black person in the United States with a broad brush for what a lone gunman did. It would be the equivalent of using Timothy McVeigh as an excuse, or even Dylan Roof as an excuse to harass, attack, stalk, beat, and kill every white male who was a Christian with some kind of affinity for harming others. That would be the equivalent of that. And I think the response by policemen against Black Lives Matter activists for something that they did not do and had no connection to in Dallas is not right. Um, I think it's more about revenge, and it's more about provoking circumstances to cause the race riot that has been so desired and so requested in this nation. There's been so many provocations against the black community by police in this nation. There's been so many killings, so many acts of violence against both black men and women by police of this nation in an attempt to provoke a response from the black community in order to respond with even more violence. And what's happening is evil. It's very much evil. It was initiated, I do believe, by Bill Clinton's 1994 crime bill, which Hillary Clinton lobbied for because she received campaign donations and financial rewards for painting youth of this nation, youth of color, black youth of this nation as super predators who need to be brought to heel. This is what Bill and Hillary Clinton started, and they both benefited from this politically and financially. The death and violence against black youth they started, and they've continued. To that end, Hillary Clinton was the New York senator, a senator from the state of New York during the height of the stop and frisk era. That's, basically still going on. But from 2000 to 2008, there was severe stop and frisk policy, which had the unfortunate effect of exasperating racial profiling against black youth, um, increasing police confrontations between, increasing confrontations between black youth and police, and then the hustling, the provocation, the stalking, harassment, and then just pouncing on policemen on black youth just for walking down the street, getting stopped at every single block by a police officer who wanted to know where they were going, why they were there, what's in your bag, and show me your hands or else I'll shoot you. And then sometimes not even that amount of courtesy. Sometimes it's just, we're going to kill you because I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you're talking to me. Just things like that. And so there's been a lot of evil unleashed in this nation. And we're seeing it now where our police force, whose primary duty is to serve and to protect, they are now hunters and killers. This is what their new policy is: to hunt and to kill black people. And it's just, we've come to a time where, again, our corporations have turned against the citizens. We have private prison industries who demand occupancy rates from their governors of the states that they are in. They have a guaranteed occupancy rate. If occupancy ever gets low, law enforcement has to go out and gather up bodies, most likely black bodies, to fill those prison beds so the corporations can continue to guarantee profits for people like Bill and Hillary Clinton, who were up until 2015 received financial rewards from this industry. And so that's what we have. We have corporations who are requiring our governments to round up um, black people to imprison, to enslave via the crime and punishment law enforcement policies to make money off of them. And so again, we have our own police force not serving or protecting. They're actually hunting and killing, and hunting and kidnapping, hunting and holding hostage, and then just decimating communities and leaving destruction behind. And it's not something that's just now started. It's been happening for years now, since the 1994 crime bill. And it became so tragic during Hurricane Katrina, where the world watched as people experienced severe environmental, unleashing of environmental power and destruction against the city that had its contribution with, a failure of infrastructure, the dam that broke, or the levee that broke. And then people watched their families die in front of them. Sons watched their mothers die, brothers watched their sisters die, parents watched their children die. Post-traumatic stress, these are people who experience the tragedy of watching their family members die, and then were denied access to food and water and medicine and other amenities that they needed. They were denied a chance to escape a hostile environmental situation. They were just denied the tools of survival, safety, and in response, to their efforts to protect themselves, to feed themselves, to get water, to walk to safety, to escape the city that was underwater, they were met with guns. They were treated like criminals for trying to live. And this was in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina. Our own National Guard held guns on people who had watched family members die, who were dying themselves, dying of thirst, dying of hunger, dying of lack of access to diabetes and heart disease medication. They were in a struggle to survive, and they were met by guns for trying to survive. This is a situation that we're in now in the United States, land of the free, home of the slave. And it's getting to the point where if you are a police officer and you signed up to be a police officer, to be a good police officer, good on you. You signed up to serve and to protect the citizens of the United States. If that was your goal, then good on you. But then ask yourself, okay, that was your goal, but is this what you're doing? Are you serving and are you protecting citizens? And if you're not, then what are you doing? Why are you a police officer? And my concern is that people continue to make the excuse, like the National Guard did, who held guns on people who were starving and said, no, you cannot have water, you cannot have food, you can't even leave. You just sit there in the sun and you die while I hold this gun on you. This is what we're coming to in the United States. People who are trying to survive, to be treated as citizens, are being met with guns. And, for the police officers who are participating in this, you do have a choice. You have a choice of whether to do this or to not do this. You are not the victims. You're holding the gun. You're not a victim. Those people who are in the streets trying to let other people know that they are citizens, they are the victims. You're not the victims. Um, Many people sign up to be police officers for the right reasons, and they are to be commended. But then there are some who sign up to be police officers for the wrong reasons. And there's an enjoyment of the killing. They enjoy hurting people. They enjoy the power and the thrill of harming other human beings. Those people cannot be saved. They are crazy. They're bullies, and maybe they are psychopaths. They are not good police officers. For those who stand by and watch them and do nothing to stop them, they are not good police officers either. If you are a police officer and you feel that you signed it into a situation that is not what you originally thought it was, you thought you signed up to be a police officer to help people, to serve and to protect people, and instead you're hurting people. Every day you go out and you hurt someone, and you really don't want to do that, then stand down. Don't do it. Stand down and step away. There are other avenues. You do not have to do what you're being told to do if in your heart you feel it's wrong. Stand down and step away. There are better ways to earn a living than hurting people every day. Hurting and hating and killing people. You don't have to do it. You don't. You have a choice. You don't see firemen being met with fear and hatred. You see firemen being hailed as the heroes that they are, because that's what they are. Emergency medical technicians, they're hailed as heroes. They are the heroes. If you want to serve and protect, you can teach in our schools. You do not have to accept a job where your orders for the day are to hunt and to kill your fellow human beings. You don't have to do it. There are other things that you can do. And so that's something to consider. And I hope more police officers do.